Good day, everyone. So, welcome to again to our subject speech and theater art. So, for today's discussion, we will talk about the fundamentals of play. Our objectives are determine the fundamentals of play production and apply the fundamentals through criticizing a play being watched. So, let's start with discussing the production stuff. So in production stuff, we have the stage managers. This comprises the rehearsal, production assistant, stage managers. So the stage manager is present at all performances. She communicates remotely with technical crew and calls all cues for lighting and sound effects, as well as coordinating the run crew for any scene changes that may be called for. Aside from this is we have the technical director. He or she is responsible for making sure that all technical aspects of a show are carried out in a timely fashion. So this includes coordinating the set design, lighting, and set construction, and handling any technical details needed during performances. Scheduling meetings, set building, and put in are the main tasks. Set designer. So we have scenic artist, set painter, assistant set designer. So it takes a concept, drawing, or description from the stage director and produces a detailed design. So she must work in close collaboration with the lighting designer and master carpenter so that a feasible design is produced. So the design must include color choices, but it is not necessary to go into more construction detail than simple elevations and suggested ideas for construction. We have now here the master carpenter and set crew. So the master carpenter turns a completed set design into the actual set pieces needed for a show. He needs to make construction diagrams based upon existing pieces as much as possible and needs to coordinate the actual construction. Next is the lighting designer. So, lighting designer, I'm so sorry, the lighting designer, this is not the definition, but the lighting designer develops a lighting plan based on the set design. He is responsible for coordinating the deployment of lighting instrument at put in as well along the master electrician. Now we have the master electrician. So the master electrician is responsible for controlling the lights during the show. So the master electrician makes the lighting plan happen. So he organizes the light and crew to get the lights hung from the light green, focused and connected to the dimmer board. So along with the master electrician is the light board operator. So he or she is usually part of the lighting crew who helps the master electrician hang the lights during the production week. During performances, he or she takes cues from the stage manager to change the lighting at the right time. So, I will just clarify the light board operator is the one who is responsible for controlling the lights, while the master electrician he or she is responsible for the um, the lighting plan, and he or she organizes the light hang or the design of where the light will hang. So that is the master electrician and the light board operator. Next is the costume designer, the master stitcher, tailor, seamstress, costume crew. So the costume designer finds, makes, and or coordinates costumes for the cast. She reports to the technical director, but should also communicate well with the directors to ensure that the costumes are consistent with his or concept of the show. So costume designing is a big job involving a lot of work, and the costume designer should attempt to get as much help as possible. So the costume designer may also be called upon to provide makeup assistance. Next is the makeup artist. So The makeup artist is responsible for ensuring that we have the proper makeup for the cast and that they know how to use it. So the makeup artist usually implements special makeup effects such as age or ghost while helping teach cast members how to do their own basic makeup. Next is the choreographer. So he or she is responsible for designing dances that may be needed and teaching them to the cast. So most of the dance we use should be fairly simple and easy to learn. So the stage director will usually have a vision of what the dance should look like, where it should take place, and so on. So the choreographer's responsibility is to make that vision happen on stage. Next is the props manager. So, the props manager is responsible for locating anything that will need to be carried by actors on stage. So, this may include weapons, bottles, luggage, wands, teapots, and anything else the director and cast may come up with. Many props can be found in our own props closet or borrowed from other theater groups or the cast. Sometimes some props will need to be made or built. Now, the run crew performs set changes and other miscellaneous tasks as necessary during the show. So these are the stuff under the production stuff. So let us now discuss the parts of the pre-rehearsal activity. So we have number one is pre-blocking. So means to plan all on-stage action and character movements in advance of the rehearsal. So the director has a clear vision of what she wants to see on stage and how the action will flow. They plan everything in advance so students learn blocking and rehearse it quickly. Next is in rehearsal. So in rehearsal, blocking occurs when the director and actors come together and develop blocking in the rehearsal space. So it's an organic process with lots of experimentation and collaboration. Students and teachers are teammates working together to create the piece. Students are free to play within the constraints of their characters and have the ability to try different approaches to their characters' movements on the fly. Next is the casting a play. So we have the traditional audition. So set up similarly to a professional audition. So students come in one by one with prepared material, so such as monologue and or song, and the director cast based on the merits of their preparation and abilities. Next is the group readings from the script. So everyone interested in the play gets together and reads from the script. The director mixes and matches actors in order to find the optimal casting. Next is the self-casting. So directors gave the script to the students and let them cast the play on their own. Next is don't have auditions at all. So some directors don't have auditions. They choose the cast based on students they know from their classes. So those are the casting play. We have the traditional auditions, group readings from the script, self-casting, and they don't have auditions at all. So that's all for